Welcome to Talks with Dr. Gupta and friends. Today, let's understand the deep structural problems in and of Europe, not as a passing crisis, but as a defining moment for the continent's future. And to do that, we're going to lean on a powerful warning from one of the sharpest economic minds of our time, Martin Wolf of the Financial Times. Wolf's argument is stark and unsettling. Europe, he says, was built for a world that no longer exists. For more than 70 years, Europe lived inside a remarkably stable framework. The Cold War ended without catastrophe. Globalization expanded. Rules were predictable. And above all, the United States was a reliable partner and security guarantor. That American umbrella was the bedrock of the European project. But according to Wolf, that bedrock is cracking. Europe was designed for a world where America was a dependable friend. It now finds itself in a world where that friendship is no longer guaranteed. This is not a minor policy disagreement. It is a structural shift in the global order. Europe today is being squeezed from three directions at once. Number one, a potentially hostile America. Wolf points to a powerful political movement in the US that no longer sees Europe as a partner, but as an ideological adversary. In this worldview, Europe is a front in a culture war, a regulatory enemy, and in extreme cases, something that should be weakened, not strengthened. This is a radical departure from post-war assumptions. Number two, an aggressive Russia. On Europe's eastern border sits a militarized, revisionist Russia, willing to use force to reshape borders and intimidate neighbors. For countries like Poland or the Baltics, this is an existential threat. Number three, an economically dominant China. At the same time, China poses a different but equally dangerous challenge: industrial overcapacity, state-backed champions, pressure on Europe's core manufacturing sectors. Germany's industrial model in particular is under strain. This is a brutally hostile external environment. But Wolf argues that Europe's greatest weakness lies inside. Here's the number that explains almost everything: 1%. That's the size of the entire EU central budget as a share of its economy. The European Union is trying to act like a global power with a budget smaller than a mid-sized nation-state. The consequences are severe. Every major decision requires agreement among 27 national governments. Crisis response is slow and fragmented. Long-term investment is chronically underpowered. And the problems don't stop there. Financial markets remain fragmented. Labor mobility is limited. National champions are fiercely protected. Threat perceptions differ wildly. As Wolf notes, Poland and Spain do not see Russia in the same way, and that matters. Europe is a union in name, but only partially a union in practice. Wolf offers a devastating comparison. Almost all of America's recent productivity growth comes from one place, California, and specifically its technology ecosystem. Europe has no equivalent. Why? Because fragmentation prevents capital pooling, talent concentration, unified risk-taking. You cannot build the next Google or Apple across 27 regulatory regimes. As a result, Europe is falling behind in AI, advanced semiconductors, platform technologies, frontier innovation, the very technologies that will define the 21st century. Put it all together: external pressure from America, Russia, and China. Internal paralysis and fragmentation. Economic stagnation relative to peers. Wolf concludes that Europe has reached a moment of truth. And yet, there is a sliver of hope. One of the EU's founding figures, Jean Monnet, once said, "Europe will be forged in crises, and will be the sum of the solutions adopted for those crises." History suggests he was right. The Euro crisis, COVID, energy shocks, each forced reluctant integration, and today's pressure may be the greatest of all. According to Martin Wolf, Europe now faces a stark decision: crumble and be shaped by others, or stand up and fight for its own interests. Standing up means pursuing strategic autonomy, not isolation, not anti-Americanism, but the ability to defend itself, act economically, make sovereign choices, without begging for permission. Wolf outlines three monumental tasks. Number one, a real common defense. a force capable of protecting the continent. Quickly achievable, perhaps within 1 to 2 years. Number 2. A true single market. Smashing internal barriers in finance, labor, and capital. A 5+ year battle against national interests. Number 3. Political unity. This is the hardest task of all, one that could take a generation. The final question. In a world of big, hungry powers, Europe risks becoming lunch. The next few years will determine whether Europe accepts decline or finally chooses power, unity, and agency. This is not about policy tweaks. It is about survival. Happy new thinking!